Now, of course, I think many of you probably already know how much I absolutely love the fragrance Coffee Addict from this same brand. Here we have a brand new release. This one is called Caramel Oud. Quite an interesting combination. Oud can be quite dark and woodsy, and on occasion animalic. Caramel is sweet, it's salty, it has a lactonic personality. The brand here is Theodoros Kalotinis. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this brand new release, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode, and I give you my thoughts on the brand new fragrance by Theodoros Kalotinis, this one is called Caramel Oud. I'm going to tell you all about this fragrance, the notes, the performance, the longevity, and by the way, it has a very simple note breakdown. I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it, hit the bell, and please give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So here we have a fragrance, just came out. There is caramel, there is toffee macaroons, there is saffron, and there is agarwood or oud. So the expectation upon reading the note breakdown is that it's going to be a little dark, a little woodsy, a little sweet, a little salty, a little spicy. How much of the saffron is going to be in here? Is it going to smell like leather? Is the oud going to be animalic? Is the caramel going to be too salty, especially with that toffee pairing? I'm going to give you my comprehensive thoughts on the whole thing, but let's start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. Now, right in the opening of this fragrance, you are going to get pretty much everything in the note breakdown. I'm sure there's a lot more happening in here than what the perfumer has chosen to disclose, because fragrances are usually very complex. But according to the note breakdown on the official website, it has only 4 notes or accords. So it opens up with the caramel, the oud, and the saffron. So the saffron, you can definitely pick up on it. It has that gentle spice to it. It's actually quite strong, but it doesn't overtake the composition. And the reason I say that is because there's still a great deal of the caramel lingering in here, and the caramel, of course, gives off its sweet personality. It's a little salty. It has a certain smoothness to it, and the sweetness is not overwhelming in the sense that it's cloying or sickeningly sweet. It definitely doesn't come across as juvenile, and I think the reason for that is because the agarwood is able to ground it. So the oud in here, it's not an animalic oud. It doesn't have that barnyard personality that a lot of agarwood fragrances tend to have, especially a lot of Montals and Manceras. Oud Kuru d'Arabie is another one that I could be talking about at the moment, but here you have this gentle balance of caramel, there's saffron, there's agarwood, there's a lot of really interesting facets to this fragrance, and I have to be honest with you, this is a beautiful fragrance. It is a gourmand. I'm not going to say it's the holy grail gourmand, because I don't think people are going to be buying it for the sweetness. I think people are going to be buying it for that pseudo complexity. If indeed there aren't more than 4 fragrances in the note breakdown, people are going to buy it because it's an interesting blend. Now, of course, Coffee Addict is also a gourmand. Coffee is a gourmand ingredient. Of course, the first ever gourmand perfume is Thierry Mugler's Angel from the early 90s, Olivier Cresp, and that also contains coffee. So does the original Angel for Men, which came out a few years later. So this fragrance, of course, it has that complexity in here. You do have the caramel, the saffron spice, you do have the agarwood. It's a beautiful blend, and it has just the right amount of sweetness. It doesn't have this overdose of vanilla or anything like that. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, this is a unique fragrance. Of course, there's tons of fragrances that contain the note of caramel that I was trying to think of and trying to make a connection with, but this one really stands out on its own. Longevity is about 10 hours on skin. Projection was wonderful. For the first hour of application, it radiated within an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 7, a skin scent right around hour 10. In terms of the versatility, great for the colder weather, perfectly unisex, great for dressed up scenarios, and anybody of any age could really appreciate this one. And as far as the presentation is concerned, it's a paper or cardboard box with a sticker at the top. Very simple presentation, but of course it keeps the price affordable. My final verdict on this fragrance is it is a wonderful caramel spicy oud fragrance, and of course the caramel really does dominate in this fragrance, but all of the other ingredients are perceptible in this fragrance as well, and I really admire what this fragrance is capable of doing. Thank you so much for watching Caramel Oud by Theodoros Kalotinis. Do you have any experience with this fragrance or Lemon Tart or Coffee Addict or any of his other releases? Drop your comments down below. I always love the interaction, and if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and please give this video a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. Thanks again for watching. I love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.